After my breakup, I had a one-night stand with a stranger. His presence was terrifying. I couldn't bear the thought of carrying the child of a monster. But then, everything changed when I uncovered an astonishing truth. The sterile smell of antiseptic filled the air as I sat in the cold, white-walled office. My hands were clenched tightly on my lap, nails digging into my palms. The doctor walked in, her face soft, her smile almost too kind for what she was about to say. "Congratulations, Leila," she began, her voice gentle. "You're pregnant." The words hit me like a thunderclap. My chest tightened, and the room felt suddenly smaller. Pregnant? No. This wasn't supposed to happen. Not now. Not like this. The memory came crashing down like a tidal wave, sweeping the air from my lungs. George. He broke up with me. It's not you, Leila. It's me. I can't do this anymore. I could still see the cold resolve in his eyes, the finality in his tone. I grabbed my coat and stumbled out of my apartment, desperate for an escape. The streets blurred as I made my way to the nearest bar, my head spinning with anger and heartbreak. Inside, the dim lights cast shadows over the faces of strangers. I slid onto a bar stool, slamming my purse down. "Whiskey." "Straight," I said, my voice trembling. The bartender raised an eyebrow, but poured the drink without a word. I'm an orphan, no parents, no siblings, nothing. The one person I ever loved, truly loved, was George. But now I have no one. I downed the first glass, then another. Each burn in my throat felt like it might numb the ache in my chest. A man sitting nearby leaned over. "Rough night?" he asked, his voice smooth but tinged with curiosity. "Mind your own business," I snapped, waving at the bartender for another drink. But he didn't take the hint. "Sometimes it helps to talk about it." I turned to him, my eyes blazing. "What do you know about it? Have you ever had your heart ripped out and stomped on?" He chuckled softly, holding up his hands in surrender. "Fair point. Just thought you could use some company." I didn't answer. I just kept drinking, sinking deeper into the haze. The next thing I knew, I was waking up in a strange bed. The light filtering through the curtains was blinding, and my head pounded like a drum. Panic shot through me as I looked around. A hotel room. What the hell? I started the day hunched over the toilet bowl, my stomach twisting like a wrung-out rag. "Fantastic," I muttered hoarsely, wiping my mouth. Another perfect morning. The mirror above the sink was no help. My hair hung limp, my eyes dull with exhaustion, and dark circles loomed like permanent shadows. If pregnancy came with a glow, mine must have been on back order. After splashing cold water on my face, I trudged into the kitchen and reached for my pack of cigarettes on the counter. One drag, just one, might help me feel normal again. "Seriously?" Leila's voice cut through. The silence. She was leaning against the fridge, arms crossed, her eyebrows raised. "Leila, don't start," I sighed, shaking a cigarette loose. Before I could light it, she snatched it from my hand. "What the hell?" I snapped, glaring at her. "What the hell, indeed," she fired back, waving a piece of paper in her other hand, the pregnancy report. I froze. "Where did you get that?" "It was on the bathroom sink, genius," she said, her voice softening. "And I hate to break it to you, Mama Bear, but smoking's officially off the table." "Leila," my voice cracked, and I felt the sting of tears in my eyes. She stepped closer, placing the cigarette and the report on the counter. "Look, I know this is a lot. I know it's scary. But you're not doing this alone. I'm here, even if it means wrestling cigarettes out of your hand every morning." I reached for the cigarette pack on the counter, only for Leila to slap my hand away. "Seriously?" I groaned, clutching my stinging fingers. "One cigarette won't hurt the baby." Leila's eyes narrowed as she snatched the pack and held it up like evidence in a courtroom. "One leads to two, and two leads to you chain-smoking like a chimney." "Nope. Not happening." "Leila, give it back." "Not a chance." She spun on her heel and tossed the pack into the trash. "You're unbelievable." I snapped. Cigarettes had been my escape since I was 16. They'd carried me through the stress of college, through assignments, and sleepless nights. This felt like an attack on my sanity. "You're pregnant, not invincible," she shot back, crossing her arms. "If you want a bad habit, you can start drinking herbal tea. It's safe and soothing." I rolled my eyes. What's next? Are you going to cut off my Wi-Fi so I don't stay up too late? Her face turned serious. Funny you mention that. Last night, you were on your laptop at 4 a.m. and don't think I didn't notice. I groaned. Leila, I'm finishing my dissertation. I need to graduate. You also need to sleep, or do you want a baby born exhausted from the womb? She countered, her tone sharp. Fine. I threw my hands up. You win. No smoking, early bedtime, and chamomile tea for life. Anything else? Leila smirked, but her expression softened as she grabbed a carton of milk from the fridge. Now that we're clear on that, have you thought about him? My chest tightened. I knew exactly who she meant, but the last thing I wanted was this conversation. I don't even know where to start, Leila, I admitted quietly. We didn't exchange numbers. I don't even know his last name. Her eyebrows shot up. You're telling me you had a one-night stand and didn't get his number? I winced. It was a complicated night. Leila grabbed her coat, determination blazing in her eyes. All right, we're going to the hotel. We'll find him. I shook my head. He doesn't live there. He said he was staying for a week, just passing through. She froze, then snapped her fingers. The bar. Someone there might know him. Leila, this is ridiculous, I muttered, running a hand through my hair. What's ridiculous, she shot back, is you acting like this isn't a big deal? You're having his baby. I know that. I snapped, my voice cracking. You think I'm not scared out of my mind? I don't even know where to start.